The broadcast is now starting. All attendees are in listen-only mode.
Good afternoon, ladies and gentlemen. Welcome to TechGig webinar series, our endeavor to empower techies. We believe that sharing of knowledge is the key to enhance our skills and grow us as professionals. With this principle in mind, we have initiated a series of webinars conducted by industry experts to give you all a crisp insight of various domains. The topic of today's session is how Oracle Exadata Extreme Performance translates to business ROI. And our guest speaker today is Sandeep Gosain. He is the Chief Information Officer at Heuristics Informatics Private Limited. Sandeep Gosain serves as CIO with 20 years of industry experience in the field of information technology, information systems, security, and implementation of ERP like SAP and Oracle. In past, he was a part of Business Today Top 20 CIO list and author of many articles on solutions implementation in life sciences. So, without further delay, I introduce you all to our guest speaker. Over to you, Sandeep.
Thanks, Aradhana. Good evening, everybody. Thanks for your time. Thanks for listening in. I have my colleague Manu, who is in US right now, but he is awake just to help me out in this presentation. Thanks, Manu. So, as Aradhana told you, the agenda today is Oracle Exadata Extreme Performance and how it translates to business ROI. So around a month back, my colleague Manu shared with you how the Exadata Maximum Availability Architecture is helping industry to run 24/7 and optimize on their database and the needs of the infrastructure. So today, what I'll share with you, not from a technical side, it's more on the strategic side of it, that whenever an organization is making an investment into the product like Exadata or engineered system, so what is the need? One. Second, whether the investment they are taking, that investment is giving them any benefit in future. And is it only a IT management product which we are taking, or there is something more to it which delivers a definite value or a definite business value to the organization. So during the discussion today, I'll be taking you through what are the realities of today's data center. As a business leader or the members who are managing the IT show, so what are the top 5 business objectives, what we are trying to achieve out of our implementation of engineered systems? Then if we are not doing or not moving toward these kind of a consolidation, what are the business opportunities? And one thing which we are seeing these days, organizations and business is trying to do the consolidation and standardization of their infrastructure. Reason being, it is getting complex to manage products from different vendors. So that is one area I'll definitely cover. Then alignment with the IT management and how it makes life simpler for all of us. Then what is the benefit of this approach if we are going for a consolidation? Then I'll touch about what is an Exadata, how things are working, and I'll talk during the time what are the similar products in the market. So we are an Oracle Gold partner, but the agenda of this discussion is not about only the Oracle products. So this is an approach which is now prevalent in the market. So how is going to help you out? That I'm going to touch. Then what are the innovation within the engineered system machines? Tangible business benefits which are there means end of the day the business is looking at whether it is making life simpler for us, whether we are doing day-to-day cash transactions or doing a financial closing. So whether it is going to help me out, I am doing a self-service for HR or maybe putting up a compensation management system or running my payroll day in, day out. So again, is it making things better for me? Apart from that, there are a lot of things which are happening during the end of the month. The members who are there, I can see a mixed group of the audience. So some are from a business side of it, a few of them are from a technical side of it. So they have seen end of the month rush whenever the sales closures are happening, or end of the quarter issues whenever the sales closures are happening. So during that time, are we able to maintain the system and maintain the availability? So that is one major area I'll cover. And then how this simpler approach toward IT is benefiting us or giving us a definite ROI. So this is a program agenda. Let me take you through the first slide. The realities of today's data center. The people or the group which are from database management side, system admin side, or the CIOs or the IT managers who are there on the call today, they can very well relate to this slide. For us, the business customer can be two. One, our own internal organization groups or the employees or the peers who are working with us. And second, the external customer who are using our product or giving us some orders, doing a sales for us. So all those groups are there with us. Now, the business expectations are, whenever we are talking to the internal employee, maybe we are having a R&D center who are setting up a new project for their research. They want more database space. They want more resources for their system, or sales group which are adding on few new members, maybe around 50 or 100 of them, and they want the resources to be provided to them. Apart from that, since we are moving all the time in a field, so a lot of data is getting generated through our mobile devices where we are doing the sales, picking up the data and putting it into the back system. Apart from that, a lot of social media interactions are happening, which again, like the organization which are into e-commerce like Jabong or any other organization which are doing this kind of e-commerce. So a lot of data is getting generated. And picking that data and putting them back into the system, if we are not having the system which can manage it or scale up to the need of the users, so it is difficult for any IT team to give answers to the business user. So first is accelerating the customer expectation, giving the instantly available services, then giving a platform to the members whenever or wherever they are, sometime 24/7. Second, the data explosion is huge. Like I was telling you about the social media, this is a new dimension which has added to our business. A lot of views are coming in. People are not ready to buy anything till the time they listen or they search on the net. So this kind of a big data or the unstructured data, we need to manage through some system. So that is one area where the data is growing in a huge numbers. Then the daily transactions. As and when we are growing big, as and when organization grow big, the transaction overload also become huge. To maintain that system, to maintain that flexibility within the system, we need to have system which can scale up fast. The system should not take months to scale up. Like if I am having a box today, just adding on few disks or few products within those disks is going to take me 2 months, or the delivery takes 2 months. It's very difficult for me to satisfy the business need. Then the unpredictability. A lot of organizations are doing or using forecasting system. Like for supply chain, some are using the Mantra, they are doing a forecasting system. A lot of business analytics are getting used in the organization to predict about the future. So all these changes in the ecosystem have interdependency and put a lot of pressure onto the data center or the IT team. So this is what is there right now. Let me go to the next slide, which is top 5 business objectives. This increase in the enterprise growth is getting and retaining new customer, and that is an agenda of any business or any CIO or a CEO, that how the business should grow. They are least bothered about how the IT is going to scale up, because that is a priority which needs to be met by the IT guys. But the business is looking towards a rapid growth. So retaining this, retaining new customer, creating new product and services, taking them into the market very fast through innovation, through IT system, through e-commerce, through direct selling, whatever be the mode, the need is that these innovation in the product should be taken to the market very fast. Then restore the brand loyalties and provide innovative services. There are products right now in the market. One product is called a right now only, which is giving you the customer experience, how customers are looking at your product, how competitors are looking at your product, whether how many have bought that, how many used it but they have not liked that. So all these things are not on the top of the agenda of any business leader. So this increased enterprise growth again is getting back to the IT system. Then again, as any organization, the idea is how to maximize revenue and profitability, how to go into the new growth areas, how to retain those growth areas. Then reviving the financial performance. Yes, whenever we are increasing, or we are increasing the numbers, or we are getting into the new geographical areas, we need that profitability to increase, the financial performance should increase. Apart from that, there should be new ways of doing business so that the operational cost should go down. So the idea is get on to the new business, add on new things fast, but reduce the operational cost of the whole structure. So people go for outsourcing, people go for a database as a service, they go for an application as a service. So a lot of new things are, or innovations are coming in the market. And one area is whenever we are doing all those things, there should be a reduced risk of these products. Like huge data is residing in our data centers and the databases. So external entities should not use it. We are seeing a lot of identity changes which are happening, like you can log into some other accounts through Facebook, means they say, okay, if you have a Facebook account, you can log in through that account, and that is the identity federation which is happening. So these kind of a changeover and everything we do to improve the efficiency, but at the same time, the organization should not be put at risk in terms of security. Then yes, the scalability and the flexibility is the key. Whenever we are going into these areas, we should be able to scale fast, and we need to be flexible so that we are not overshooting our limit, but at the same time, whenever organization needs it, we should be able to provision it fast. Now, now the IT challenge. This is what normally the business leader tell us, and this is where the IT challenge start. Now, how to do it? Whether we should go for a buy or build, means we should create the infrastructure on our own, or buy something, or buy a product which is integrated. How to streamline IT, how to retire whatever legacy system are there, because sometimes managing a system is much more difficult rather than replacing it and going for something new. It looks like that why we should retire the old system, but if you go into the cost factor and the life cycle of the product, you see that it is no more useful for us in terms of our strategic needs. Then the availability is one area. Customer can go anytime, even on the e-commerce side, maybe right in the night, late night around 1:30, and they want to book an order. So availability has to be 24/7. Performance has to be extreme. Maybe we are running a campaign and at that time a lot of user suddenly comes to us and try to access the system. If the system is low, today like CBSE results are there, so if the NIC servers are not able to take the load, they are gone, means the IT teams are normally fired on these areas. Then the large and the big data, which is kind of an in thing these days, but a lot of unstructured data is there. And last but not the least, doing all these things or putting it on the paper is easy, but whenever you are setting up a data center, everyone who is involved knows how complex it is. You are having multiple vendors, interacting with them, sizing each and every product, and then making it work together. Like, it is easier said than done that, okay, this Cisco switch will work with the X machine, and this X machine will work with the storage space perfectly. So this kind of alignment, this kind of upgrades normally create a lot of issues within the IT team. Okay, the next slide is this can lead, sorry, so this is a normal mix where we are seeing 63% of the business are trying to manage the current show only. Means whatever is there, they are just focusing on running that. Then 21% are trying to increase the growth, share out new things, and there is for innovation or transforming the business, very low effort or very less effort can be given. Reason being, we are focusing on the things which are taking most of our time. So there is no time to look at the larger picture or the areas which are more important. Means how we can work and show something new to the customer, how we can lead the transformation which is there in the market. So can we do that? Can we change this mix? Can we focus more on the innovation, and can we reduce our focus just to run whatever is the current show? So this is what is there. And as top of the mind of most CIOs and the CFOs, that how to change the whole structure. And the next slide is basically alignment beyond IT management. I have seen, since I worked as a CIO, I worked with sales teams also. The basic agenda, whenever someone is coming to you and trying to sell a product, the first agenda or was the first focus for all of them is how it is going to reduce your total cost of ownership, the TCO part of it. But are we looking at only the TCO, or are we looking towards only the management of current IT system, or there is something more to it? So initially when we, long back when I started my career around 22 years back, at that time the cost of ownership of the product, like data center is kind of a service or a kind of a investment which is necessary to make, but not showing value. So that was a time when people are looking at these investment as something which is just for running the show or running the business. Slowly things have changed. It is now more towards IT value creation, how IT can innovate or provide new business ways, how agile the IT is to provide the resources to the business, or implement the new software, new application, or provision the new things to the business. That is getting important. And what we are seeing today, IT is talking more from a business value perspective. Means fine, we are managing a data center, but my focus is more business. So can I outsource it? Can I use a database as a service? Can I use application as a service? Can I use platform as a service? And I can focus, if someone is managing it for us, maybe I can focus more towards managing the business side of it, talking to my business leader, understanding their need and providing them whatever is needed. So this is how things are getting changed. And the vision is more or so people are, or the CIOs or the IT managers are looking towards vision of consolidation and standardization. Consolidation in the sense physically there should be few boxes to manage. There should be few boxes to save space in the data center. The data center should be green. They are using less power, less energy. They are environment friendly, and they are easy to manage. It's not that you need around, for managing 5 boxes, you need a team of around 25 people to manage it. It's not that. So to run the show, you need these kind of consolidation and more standardization in terms of what system to be used, how things needs to be running on those systems, so that the scalability is easy. And more so in case these things are coming from one vendor, it is much better, because there is one neck to catch whenever something goes wrong, and one area or one organization through which all the patches, all the compatibility things are getting provided. So so 3 major areas which we normally look at: the database and hardware platform consolidation, second the infrastructure consolidation, and third the service model, where people can talk to us easily, and in case they are facing some issue, we can easily be able to solve them or solve their issues. So now I think I have reached this slide a bit early, because this is what is there in the engineer system group from Oracle. So what was there earlier? There are multiple vendors. Things are delivered in piece. Like we are having Red Hat Linux, it is given by a different vendor altogether. Then Oracle is providing maybe the database. Rack is coming maybe from IBM. Then for virtualization, for giving the services on a cloud kind of a scenario, we have a VMware, which is a different product altogether. Then the storage needs to come from EMC, or the networking needs to be done by Cisco. And bringing them all together on a platform where they can talk to each other, it is a kind of starting a project where you are building your own house and you are managing all the vendors or all the simple labors on your own. Means you are getting a plumber, you are getting someone from you are getting an electrician, even talking to someone who is doing a normal contract work for you. So won't it be better, or won't it be simpler, that we give this one to an organization which has all these products together, and which makes our life simpler because we are talking to one vendor. So these things are delivered in pieces, then they are assembled on site. Means sometimes something is missing, another time another set of issues are there. Then one-off configuration, in the sense that they are good product on their own, but whenever they are talking in sync with others, there where the problem starts. And tested by you, means the normal tendency which we have seen, that the service provider comes or a product provider comes, they say, okay, this is a product I am giving. Now the onus is on you to take the handover or take the things which are tested by you. If something goes wrong once you have tested, then it comes to a process which is a kind of a AMC, or services which are more of a change request. So you have paid everything right to a vendor, but if something goes wrong, they are not the one who are doing it without taking extra money. Yes, apart from the money, the idea is they should be able to provide the right service also. And the painful maintenance cycle, sometimes one patch is applied to one set of a product, it gives issue whenever you are managing the other set of it. So this is how things have changed, and people have started demanding one single product from a single vendor, which can provide and give you all these benefits together. So the idea is make the list lowest for the customer by bringing one vendor, deliver something which is intact and complete, which is tested, which is factory assembled, means everything is coming to you in a one single box, be it processors, be it a rack, be it a network which is InfiniBand, be it a storage, maybe everything clubbed together into one machine, which make things life easier, and then a product of Linux or a OS running from you, and someone who is coming and switching everything and doing everything for you to start it. So it is not that you need to test and tell them. It is tested, it is factory assembled, everything is coming into one box. And the maintenance cycle is simpler because whatever patches are coming on the quarterly basis, they take care of each and every aspect rather than looking at one side of it and then it is giving issues on the other side. I'll not say that things have totally changed, but yes, the risk has been reduced by around 95%. Since if something goes wrong, then also you have one organization to catch hold of. Now, what is the benefit of this approach? Shift cost to profit. Till this time, we are not looking at how to save. We are looking at the total cost of ownership. Now the approach is how to shift it to a profit. It is no more an investment which is must to have but not bringing any value. It is now an investment which is bringing value to you. Focus on innovation, shift budgets to new project, whatever you are going to save, whatever things, the cost is tangible, you know what is the total cost which you are going to come. There is no hidden thing that, okay, X vendor is taking A price, B is taking another price, C is taking another, and you don't know what is the total cost of the project. Yet the cost is within your hand and known to you from day one. Support more client because it supports the cloud architecture, it supports the virtualization, accelerate the projects from months to days, and then the theme is consolidation. Consolidate each and everything into one to reduce the risk. Second is improve time to value. Whenever you are going live on a project, the main area of risk is when the hardware is going to arise, when things will be in place. So you are reducing that time to value. You can go live fast, add new business anytime, add new capabilities also, and yes, now you can focus on more innovation, more towards, okay, the product is stable, the hardware is stable, you can scale it. So the thought is not that if I'm adding on an application or I am going to add something more, how it is going to affect me or how many months it's going to take me. Because you know your infrastructure can be scaled to this level, you can easily put up new applications. So that tension, that back of the mind issues that, okay, what will happen to my infrastructure whenever I'll add something new, that is reduced, and that gives you a lot of mental satisfaction whenever you are adding on or putting up new services in place. Yes, less of finger pointing. There are owners. The systems are not disowned by everyone. So you have owners. You have one neck to catch hold of. And all those heroes and knights, whenever something is happening, you are rushing to your office and someone is coming late at night and trying to solve your issues or the weekends. That is reduced majorly. And yes, the biggest impact or biggest benefit to the whole means from this approach is ensure the system availability. The systems can be available practically 24 into 7, 365 days of year. So you are not going to see the sudden blackouts whenever the peak season is coming. People are booking, maybe on a travel site, people are booking their journeys, their vacations, and at that time suddenly the system goes down. So that kind of uncertainty is no more there. From engineered system space, there are different products in the lineup. One which I am talking of is the Exadata from Oracle lineage. Similar product comes from IBM also, which is again a kind of a consolidated system. But since I'm focusing right now on the Oracle side of it, so the product lineup is, and they are the leaders right now in this space apart from IBM. So they have the whole bouquet with them. One is the database machine, which is Exadata. From their Sun lineage, it is supercluster, Sun supercluster. Then they have a product for running the application side of it and making it most as far as performance goes. They can enhance it to the multiple levels. So that is a product called Exalogic, which can help you in bringing up your cloud infrastructure. Then the big data appliance, basically for managing the unstructured or the big data which is getting generated through social media, through your own queries, through your surveys and everything. So how to manage it, this is a product. Then there is a product called Exaliting, which is basically in-memory management of the BI tools. And so the whole lineup is there, which makes things simpler. Performance goes many notches high, and the affordability is such that when I say affordability, it is subjective. When you say affordability in terms of the initial cost, it may seems a bit high, but you need to see the whole value which is coming up through these kind of implementation by retiring your legacy system, by making things means the cost getting reduced in terms of management, making the system available to the user, to the end user whenever they need to book their products. So no loss of business. So you need to look in totality to see the benefit of the engineered system. So the current Exadata or the Oracle Exadata machine, it is good for your data warehousing, your online transaction processing loads, and any kind of a mixed load also it can manage very well. You can do your consolidation, you can bring, it's a big huge machine, and you can bring all your products together into one. The benefit is if we are running Oracle on Exadata, the performance is almost 10 times faster because the software is optimized, the hardware is optimized, the storage is optimized, the compression is optimized. So everything is optimized to make things work in a blazing fashion. So we have worked with so many clients and they have seen the real value. Whenever the implementation is over, they have actually praised the product, the kind of a product it is and the kind of benefit it gives back to them. So that is good. And I'll come to this efficient storage. The storage is almost reduced 10 times. So if you are earlier having a database of 100 TB maybe, so it can be compressed. Columnar compression is there, other kind of compression is there, so it can be reduced to almost 10% of what you are using right now. Yes, the lower operational and capital cost Means the management is much easier through Enterprise Manager and the products like that. Then it is most available and secure, and there are few unique features which I'll come to the next slide also. This is a kind of servers, 8x2 socket servers. So 192 cores, 2 TB RAM. You can make it high performance or high capacity based upon your need, whether you need more data or more performance. You can switch between both of them. And you can see there is a product or connection between storage as well as the processor that is called InfiniBand, which is blazing fast, and that is one area where Oracle has done a lot of innovation, and one area which gives this kind of a performance to the box. So in the Exadata Innovation side of it, I was telling you about the reduction in storage. So how they are doing it? So they have a hybrid columnar compression. So it gives you the 10x compression for warehouses. Even for archives, it goes up to the 15x compression. And once you are doing the compression, it goes from primary to even your backup, because you might be running production also here, and as well as the test or maybe some development, because the database is such, the machine is such, it can handle all types of load. So it cascades to your development, it cascades to your backup servers, even the test or a standby. And then there is a smart PCI flash cache, which makes things, means in memory it takes and makes things work as a blazing fashion. I think the guys who are already working on Oracle products or Oracle set of databases, they know a product called Enterprise Manager, which can be used for managing the Oracle databases or Oracle set of products, or products from different organizations. So there is an enhancement in that product called 12C. 12C version has the cloud management capacity. It can be hosted, and it can manage various things within the database. One, like I was telling you, you can have database as a service. You can even use your product in such a way that in your organization, maybe you are having different entities, different businesses are working together. Like maybe there is a main entity or a main organization, under that different factories or different entities are there who are managing their business. So you can do the consolidation, do the database as a service to different groups. So you can provision them the specific areas. So these kind of a self-service provisioning can be easily done through Enterprise Manager, and it has the cloud capabilities where you can work in a multi-tenant fashion. Then you can even meter and charge back, means if one is using more resources than other, so you can do the costing accordingly. Then the capacity planning is an option, and then the policy-driven resource management means if you say if you go beyond X level, so you need to give this much extra. Like we normally the government do it for the smart metering for electricity and all. So in the similar way, you can do for the resources, the database resources or the application resources which you are managing. So it's a very good product which helps and make things much easier, and then you can do the patching and other activity, maintenance activity through it in a much simpler fashion. Means most of these things are automated rather than manual, where someone is managing things totally. Here things mostly can be automated. So where we have seen, this is industry benefits which we have seen till now, wherever the Exalogic and the Exadata are use in Unison, means the applications are running on the Exalogic side of it, and the databases are consolidated on the Exadata. So I have shown you in the previous slide how much the benefit the single Exadata can bring in, but whenever you are working or taking this in Unison with other engineered system products, things are much faster and bring much more value. Means power of 2 is not just the power of 2, it's actually a power of 11, which is coming 1 and 1. It is making 11 in these cases. So you can see how the e-business suite order to cash response time can be increased. What is the initial set of queries or response time for the initial queries, and how it is reduced when we are using engineered system. How the self-service, HR and procurement are behaving whenever the queries are being run. How the PeopleSoft set of product, or how the Siebel, the CRM side of it, or universal content management and other areas are working. So overall the performance is enhanced much more whenever you are using the engineer system. Then another thing is when I say flexibility, so maybe we are taking a 1/8 rack right now because my business need is low. A year down the line, maybe I'll say I want to increase my my need is increased. I need to increase the database space. I need to do more consolidation. Some new products are there. So is there any path where I can live with the earlier system? Like right now, whenever you are coming up with the older versions, so there is no upgrade path. But for Exadata or the engineer system, there is a definite path where you can have the initial, like I have taken a sample case, you can have a initial X22 deployed in 2011, then maybe the next version came, you upgraded to half, and then from half you have taken it to the full rack of the latest version. And all these work perfectly fine because these are the product from one vendor, and everything is taken care of in terms of compatibility and upgradability whenever we are taking it together. So, and the databases and the cluster can run in different side, means it can be a DR side can be on X22, and or maybe high availability side can be on the X22, and the X42 can be used for the normal production servers. So way you want, you can do it, and the financial investment which you have done, that is also saved and protected for the future. Now I've shown that slide, and those are written here. Means how the tangible business benefits are coming, like for the logistics space, faster sales order import or higher booking throughput during the month-end closure, bring a lot of relief to the sales guys also, organization whenever we are trying to match the targets, and even to the IT team if they are able to support all these initiatives. Then pricing, a lot of us, like I was talking of e-commerce, daily a different scheme is coming, new initiatives, new campaigns are running, and mobile apps and everything is coming up. So the business rules and the pricing rules are so complicated that it takes a lot of space and application performance whenever you are trying to implement them. So calculating all these things in a runtime or applying it onto the orders, you need a much more efficient system, and engineer system is one which can provide this easily. Then whenever you are doing a supply chain, booking orders, giving orders, doing RFID, a lot of transactions are happening on your warehouse. So all these inventory-based rotation policies and everything can be applied very easily. Like cash on delivery is something which is these days in, or banks are giving some benefits to their end users. So all these processing can happen very fast. Financial closure process, again, end of the month activity, which is one of the important activities but gives a lot of pain to IT team, especially because finance is doing closure and they want their own sort of activity to work in very smooth fashion. So this is where again the engineer system kind of a product definitely helps. Self-provisioning, HR and everything, and last but not the least the BI side of it. Like I was telling you about the mixed workloads, whether it's a data warehouse or the OLTP, both can be easily managed through the engineered system. So I'm there with the last slide. So maybe I'll able to explain you that how things will work or change whenever you are shifting to engineer system, how it is giving you a business ROI, and it is different from your total cost of ownership because there is much more to an ROI than what we normally try to manage the normal IT infrastructure. So I'm now summarizing it for you. It is optimized for extreme performance. The Oracle systems are optimized and to match the enterprise levels because it is built keeping in mind what are the enterprise needs, and these are almost unmatched in the industry because the product is unique, and this is something where Oracle has come up as a leader. Component at all level of the technology stacks are fine-tuned since they are from one vendor to deliver extreme performances, and which no other vendor can do it. Reason being, getting or providing products on the database side of it, application side of it, or storage, or the other vendors are not having products which is covering all the lines, means the OS like Oracle Enterprise Linux or the database, Oracle database. Since it is from a single vendor, they have tuned it to run perfectly on these machines. In-a-box simplicity. Everything is packed coming to your location, and even there is a tilt meter attached to it that in case something is tilted, your box is not packed properly, so you can see those indicators which cannot be reversed, and you can even refuse the delivery. So it is as simple as that. So, and the team from Oracle, team from partner comes to you, implement it, and you don't need to spend months together just to manage, just to plan for it. You can straight away see the proof of value. You can ask teams or partners to actually show you the value and straight away book the order. And since it's a single vendor product, you don't need to run around. I'm putting this again and again, and I'm mentioning it again and again because I have been in industry for last so many years. I have seen what kind of a pain it is, because no one, whenever things go fine, so everyone try to own it. But whenever there is a failure, no, it's an orphan, means no one is trying to take the responsibility on their shoulders. So I have seen whenever we are talking to different vendors, asking them together to come to a table, come to a conclusion where exactly the issue is. It's very difficult, and sometimes the business users are onto your head asking for the system to go up, but you know in the background there is so much things which are going on, which are going beyond even your control. So this is what is there, and I think it makes sense to go for these kind of engineered system. And yes, I think some years down the line, this is a future, this is the direction where the organization is growing, and there are products coming from different vendors, which will be again on the similar concept of bringing everything together onto the one platform and giving a advantage of getting products from one vendor. So that is it. I'm open to questions. Ranna.
Thanks for the insightful presentation, Sandeep. As you have just mentioned, let's quickly take up the questions now. I request you to read out the questions and their answers so that all our users may listen to your insights. Are you able to see the questions in your question tab?
Give me a second. Somehow I'm not able to read it properly. The panel is not going up, and
no problem.
Opening up. Yeah.
Sure, not a problem. Do you want to reiterate the question to you?
Yeah, Manu, are you there? Hello.
Yes. Do you want me to read out the questions to you, Sandeep? Would that help?
Yeah, just a minute.
Sure.
Let me try it out.
Of course.
Yeah, I think the first question is, I'm not able to read the name properly, but the question is how the Exadata will be compared to SAP HANA. See, it is not about the comparison which we are talking of. As I'm telling you, the vendors are coming up with different products, right? Now the thing is how you fine-tune things on onto a product. Like for SAP, 85% of the SAP customer are normally on Oracle as a backend database. Maybe I'm putting up more numbers, maybe 60%, but a lot of them are on Oracle database rather than SQL or any other offering. So HANA, again, a good product, but if you are trying to optimize Oracle database on to the HANA systems, so the performance is not so exorbitant the way they are getting tuned on the Oracle side of it. So we are doing an implementation where SAP, PeopleSoft, Agile, and other consolidation is happening. So since Oracle has come initially into these lines or come up with the products, they have very, very good product line, means the Exadata is compatible with SAP, and we are able to see the consolidation happening easily. But on the same side of it, if I'm running a mixed load of PeopleSoft apart from SAP, I'm not seeing that happening on the HANA side of it. As such, HANA is a good product, but whenever you are in an organization where you are trying to use best of the breed products from different organizations, it may give a bottleneck to you.
Another question on the same line is asked by the same yeah, I'm so sorry to interrupt, but another question comes from her. Her name is Bhavik. She is asking, which one would you suggest would have a good ROI?
Okay. ROI, see, again, as I was telling you, the organization, there were two different thought process when people were going for SAP. Since I was with SAP for long and I got it implemented in 3-4 organizations. So during the initial day when we used to tell our customers or used to tell the audience or my peers that okay, SAP is one which is going into a line and they have very well integrated modules together, because these are the things which are coming from one product owner. But lately the organization Oracle, they were initially into the database space, but they have come up with the product line. They organize and purchase around 51 organizations in 4-5 years, and the product line which was there was very good, and they were able to bind it beautifully well through Fusion middleware stack. Yes, initial days there were some issues, but later on things worked perfectly fine. So if your organization is a pure play SAP, HANA makes sense for you. But if your organization is not a pure play SAP and they are having systems which are integrated together, like you are having SAP for your normal business areas, your HR is getting managed by PeopleSoft, you are for product lifecycle management you are using Agile, and then maybe for CRM you are using a product, maybe a CBEL or something else, or the BI can be from Cognos or somewhere else. Then managing this varied workload, I prefer Oracle set of systems because they are well tuned to it. I hope I am able to answer the query. So pure play SAP, HANA can work and Oracle can work, but when the systems are varied, I think Oracle set of products are better. Yeah.
Sandeep, are you able to see the questions coming into your questions
How
bar?
much is the cost of? Yeah, I'm not able to see the sequence, but I'm able to see the questions coming up. So
Okay.
how much is the cost of support engineered system versus standard setup? Uh, yes, as I'm telling you, the initial setup cost is much higher, but much higher in the sense it is around 30% higher. But if you go for application consolidation as well as the database consolidation and see the kind of a value which is coming up in sorry, I'm not able to show that kind of a numbers to you or a cost breakup to you in today's presentation because the time was less. But maybe sometime in future I can show you the actual ROI and the total cost of ownership, how it is going down. Maybe the total cost of ownership is just 30% more, but the ROI which is there for next 3 years, if I compare a 3 years horizon, so that is much more. Means you can actually see the tangible benefits coming to you, and it is not the comparable cost. If I go for 3 years horizon, it is not going too high. And then yes, what we can do to initially set up the whole thing, what we can do for current system is not that we need to compulsorily retire each and every system. That is not a thought process whenever we are going into some engagement, because the investment is already done. So the organization need for archiving, the organization need for doing a DR or something can initially be used where the current legacy can be used initially, and the production can be run on the Exadata side of it to make it more versatile, more available to the end user. And later, some years down the line, that can be replaced once it is through with their life cycle. So you need to balance to make the whole thing. And earlier, the Exadata was coming in the configuration which is lower, not lower than 1/4 rack. Now it is coming much lower to a 1/8 rack, which is still very powerful and almost takes all your loads and the future growth also for next 3 years. I think I'm through with all the questions.
Okay, are you
the last
able
question
to?
I was seeing in my line.
Right. So can you undock this pane, Sandeep, so you would have a better view of the questions coming into you? Can you tell me what the problem you're facing with getting this questions tab a little expanded?
it is not undocking. It is not undocking, and I am only able to see
It in a box in the control panel,
all
right?
it. But yeah, yeah. Whenever I'm scrolling, I am able to see around four questions, which are there. Three
Okay.
of them I have answered, and again one was almost on the similar line. That could you kindly brief about timestamp versus Exadata? So I think that that my colleague Manu can do better because he's from a pure play technical side of it. So he can give you the actual on the ground technical comparison.
Right. So I would
But apart
request
from
you.
that, I think I am able to answer all the questions which are there.
Okay,
Okay.
so due to time constraints, Sandeep, I have to request you to take one last question that might have come to you right now.
Can I do one thing because
Yes.
it's already 6. So
Right.
if you can raise this question on the blog which is given by TimesGig, if you can raise this question, I can answer it in detail there.
Of course, of
So
course.
yeah, so that will make things easier for you, and I'll be able to explain it in more detail. And you can
Yes.
even ask the specifics. I'll be able to give the specifics to you.
Right, right. So I would share with you the unanswered questions offline, which you can
Yeah,
answer through email, not an issue at all. So if you would like to sum up
sure.
the session for now, you can do it.
Uh, Only thing is, yes, uh, thanks for listening in. Thanks for your time. You know, uh, there are so many things which are there on this topic coming in the market, but uh, summarizing everything in 45 minutes is actually a challenge. But I think we should get engaged on the more often basis, and maybe you can write down your questions. You can ask these things on the blog. Maybe we can answer it more clearly there, and we can even touch more width on it. And if you can write down your specific areas or specific issues you are facing, then it will be much better, because sometimes we cover so many things, but whatever is a pain area which you are facing, we may or may not be able to cover. So it's better if you write down the specifics. I'll be able to answer the specific area back to you. Thanks a lot. Thanks for your time. Have a nice day.
And I'm really thankful to our guest speaker today for conducting this wonderful webinar. It was indeed a great session. I would also like to thank all our participants for their support in making this webinar a success. The recording of the webinar will be available on techgig.com by tomorrow. Thank you all for joining us today.
Thanks.
Thank you, Sandeep and Manu, for taking the time out and having us. I hope you have a great evening ahead. Bye-bye.
Thanks a lot. Bye.